Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to discuss about the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. What is carbohydrates? Carbohydrates. Polyhydroxyketones or polyhydroxyaldehydes are called carbohydrates. Polyhydroxyketones or polyhydroxyaldehydes are called carbohydrates. Here, this is the general molecular formula of carbohydrate CnH2OM. CnH2OM. This is the general molecular formula of carbohydrates. Here n equal to number of carbons and m equal to number of water molecules. N equal to number of carbons. M equal to number of water molecules. For example, glucose, the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6, C6H12O6 or C6H2O6, C6H2O6. And fructose, the molecular formula of fructose is same, C6H2O6. Sucrose, the molecular formula of sucrose is C12H22O11 or C12H2O11. C12H2O11. These are the molecular formula of carbohydrates. Now, classification of carbohydrates. Classification of carbohydrates. Here, the carbohydrates are two types: sugars and non-sugars. The carbohydrates are two types: sugars and non-sugars. Here, again sugars also classified into two types: reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. Sugars also classified into two types: reducing sugars, non-reducing sugars, and non-sugars. Here, the non-sugars are polysaccharides. For example, starch, cellulose, insulin, glycogen, etc. are called non-sugars. These are the example for the non-sugars and also called polysaccharides. Once again, I am repeating: starch, cellulose, insulin, glycogens are comes under the non-sugars. And here the sugars are again two types: reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. And the sugars are again classified into various types: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides. Aldose, ketose are comes under the monosaccharides, and these are also several types: aldose, tetrose, pentose, hexose. These are types of monosaccharides and oligosaccharides. Here the oligosaccharides are also classified into several types. Here disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides, etc. Here C12H22O11, sucrose, maltose, lactose, cellobiose are example for the disaccharides. Sucrose, maltose, lactose, cellobiose are example for their comes under the disaccharides. Or trisaccharides C18H32O16, raffinose, C18H32O16 or raffinose are example for the trisaccharide. Example for the trisaccharide. C24H42O21 or C24H42O21 or tetrasaccharides comes under the tetrasaccharides. So these are the classification of sugars. Now we will say sugars are crystalline compounds soluble in water, sweet in taste. Sugars are crystalline compounds and soluble in water, sweet in taste. Non-sugars are amorphous, insoluble in water, some form colloidal suspensions with water, and non-sugars are tasteless. Non-sugars are tasteless. Friends, now I am giving explanation for sugars and non-sugars. Sugars are crystalline compounds soluble in water, sweet in taste. Non-sugars are amorphous, insoluble in water, some form colloidal suspension with water. Non-sugars are tasteless. Now, coming to the monosaccharides, the sugars which cannot be hydrolyzed to simpler sugar units are called monosaccharides. The sugars which cannot be hydrolyzed to simpler sugar units are called monosaccharides. For example, glucose, fructose. Glucose, fructose. Glucose and fructose cannot be further hydrolyzed and gives smaller molecules. This is the smaller units. That's what we call glucose and fructose are monosaccharides. Oligosaccharides. The sugars which on hydrolysis gives 2 to 10 monosaccharides are called oligosaccharides. Here, the sugars which on hydrolysis gives 2 to 10 monosaccharides are called oligosaccharides. For example, sucrose. The carbohydrates which on hydrolysis gives a large number of monosaccharides are called polysaccharides. For example, starch. The carbohydrates which on hydrolysis gives a large number of monosaccharides are called polysaccharides. For example, starch. Yeah. Now, the sugars which reduce the tolerance reagents and failing reagents are called reduced sugars. The sugars which reduce the tolerance reagent and failing reagents are called reduced sugars. When you react the sugars which tolerance reagent and failing reagents and they reduced to give the reduced product, that's what we call glucose and fructose are called reduced sugar. The sugars which are does not reduced with tolerance reagent and failing reagents are called non-reduced sugars. For example, sucrose can't be reduced, that's what we call sucrose is a non-reducing sugars and the glucose and fructose is a reduced sugar. Now we discuss about the glucose. Natural glucose is dextrorotatory. And it is called as a dextrose. Natural glucose is dextrorotatory and it is called as a dextrose. Now we will see structure determination of glucose. Now we will discuss the structure determination of glucose. This is the molecular formula of glucose, that is C6H12O6 or C6H2O6. or C6H12O6. This is the molecular formula of glucose. Now, when we react this glucose with acetic anhydride in the presence of sodium acetate to give pentaacetyl derivatives. Here glucose, when we react with acetic anhydride in the presence of sodium acetate to give pentacetyl derivatives. Therefore, by observing this reaction in glucose which possesses 5 hydroxy groups are present. Based on this reaction, we determine the glucose contains 5 OH groups. Now, the second reaction, glucose cannot be dehydrated under normal conditions. So, from this we can detect all the 5 hydroxy groups must be on different carbons. All the 5 OH groups must be on different carbon atoms. Here, once again repeating, glucose when we react with acetic anhydride in the presence of sodium acetate to give pentacetyl derivatives. Therefore, based on this reaction, glucose must contain 5 hydroxy groups. And the glucose cannot be hydrolyzed under normal condition. That's from this we can identify 5 OH groups are present on the different carbon atoms. Third reaction, glucose gives positive tolerance test and positive failing test. Therefore, by this reaction we can assign or we can determine glucose aldehyde group is present. In a glucose aldehyde group is present. Glucose when we react with mild oxidizing agent, that is bromine in water, to give gluconic acid, C6H12O7 or monocarboxylic acid. Here glucose when we react with bromine water to give gluconic acid, or glucose when we react with mild oxidizing agent to give gluconic acid or monocarboxylic acid. By using this reaction we can determine the glucose one aldehyde group is present. In a glucose one aldehyde group is present. Here the same glucose when we react with nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid to give, or that is also called strong oxidizing agent to give glucoric acid or shakaric acid. That is dicarboxylic acid is obtained when we react this glucose with strong nitric acid C6H10OH dicarboxylic acid. Here the same, here this is aldehyde. It is a glucose which contain aldehyde. Then when we react this aldehyde group with water and bromine water to give carboxylic acid or monocarboxylic acid. By using this reaction or on seeing this reaction, we can determine glucose must contain one aldehyde group. The same aldehyde glucose when you react with nitric acid, here two molecules of carboxylic acid, two molecules dicarboxylic acid is obtained. Dicarboxylic acid is obtained. Therefore, in a glucose, one alcohol, primary alcohol group is present. Based on this reaction, we can determine in a glucose, one primary alcohol group is present. Here, the glucose when we react with the hydrogen iodide in the presence of phosphorus and heat to gives N-hexane. N-hexane glucose when we react with hydrogen iodide in the presence of phosphorus and heat to gives N-hexane. On reduction, formation of N-hexane is obtained here. On reduction of N-hexane indicates that in glucose all the 6 carbon atoms are in straight chain manner. So, based on this reaction, that is glucose when you react with the hydrogen iodide with the phosphorus in the presence of heat to give N-hexane. Based on this reaction, we can identify or we can determine the glucose straight chain structure is possible in a glucose. So, based on the above reactions, we can detect the open chain structure for the glucose. That is like this. This is the open chain structure. This is the open chain structure, and here 1, 2, 3, 4 chiral carbon is there. So 4 chiral center is there. So here 2 power n equal number of chiral carbons 2 power 4. 16 different structures are obtained here. 8 plus structure and 8 negative structure, means 8 dextrorotatory compounds and 8 low rotatory compounds. These are the 8 structure: glucose, mannose, galactose, glucose, allose, maltose, iodose, tallose. There are 8 different isomers. 8 different isomers are obtained. And total 16 stereoisomers are obtained from this open chain structure. So, but in this structure, some drawbacks also there. The first one is the glucose does not restore pink coloration of Schiff's reagent. Glucose when we react with Schiff's reagent doesn't restore pink color. And glucose does not form adduct with ammonia and sodium bisulfite. Here, the glucose exhibits mutarotation. Mutarotation means change in specific rotation with the time is called mutarotation. Glucose exhibits mutarotation. Glucose on methylation with methanolic HCl gives 2 isomeric methyl glucoside, and on acetylation gives 2 isomeric pentacetyl derivatives. Glucose on methylation with methanolic HCl gives 2 isomeric methyl glucoside, and on acetylation gives 2 isomeric pentacetyl derivatives. Aldehydes give pink coloration with Schiff's reagent, but in a glucose, according to open chain structure, aldehyde is there, but it doesn't restore pink coloration. That's what in a glucose the free aldehyde is not there. From the above properties, there is no aldehyde groups. Therefore, the open structure is incorrect, but nearer to open structure is possible for glucose. This is about the structure elucidation of glucose. Okay, we will meet again in next class.